let's go ahead and get into today's lesson. So the age-old question is, what comes first, the lyric or the music? Well, with me, I almost always have the music first. You know, I like to sit down with my guitar, whether it's first thing in the morning or in the evening or whenever I find just a little bit of time to do something. I like to sit down with my guitar and just start goofing off with it, just playing whatever. And then if I get into a flow or if I find something I like, then I'll remember that and I'll do that again. You know, one song that I wrote, this song called Gonna Ride, I had a little riff. And this is another thing, you know, even if you stumble across something while you're just messing around with your instrument and it doesn't form right into a song right then, just keep it in your bag of riffs. You know, don't throw it away, hang on to it. Because what you'll find is down the road all of a sudden you'll be playing something and then that thing that you've been hanging on to fits right in. You know, I had this little riff for a song. Really liked the way that sound. I liked the feeling that it had, and I probably had that little riff that I messed around with for a couple years before I ever wrote it into a song. And then just kind of evolved there into this whole song, but it came from bits and pieces of things that I had, you know, and then of course I wrote a chorus for it. And then I put it all together, and lo and behold, I had a song. And I really liked the song. It's a different type of a song. It's not a, you know, I don't believe in writing from a standard perspective all the time. You have to be as creative as you have in your heart to be, but don't try to always fit into some genre. You know, that's another thing that everybody wants to do. They want to try to put your song in a genre. Well, what style of music do you play? Do you play country? Do you play rock? Do you play, you know, jazz? What style is it? With me, I don't put my songs in a style classification. I don't try to put them in a genre. I don't try to only write in one genre. And I would encourage you to do the same. You know, express yourself and let the song come out as it comes out. And don't worry about what style of music it is or where it fits or, you know, all those complicated things that just tend to quench your spirit. Just let it flow and let it go, and wherever it lands, well, that's where it'll show. Anyway, so with me, like I said, I almost always have the music first, and then after I start playing something, you know, I'll play it a few times and then see what thoughts come to me that begin to form the lyrics. And usually the lyrics, once I get the flow for the song and I get a few key phrases that help me to define what the song's going to be about, then I can take my guitar off and I can sit down and begin to write out the lyrics. But I almost always want to know the emotion of the song first, and that emotion for me comes from the music. You know, what type of feel does it have? One of the later songs that I've just been working on. Songs that I've written. I've just got it recorded and I'll be releasing it pretty soon. But it gives a certain emotion. There's a certain emotion you feel as you write that. And that song ended up being a song about someone who wants to express love to another person but really doesn't know what to say. And so that's kind of what that song's built around. Like I said, I don't force songs to come out. I'll let them come as they flow. I'll get into the musical style and the musical feel for the song that I want it to be in, and then I'll let it kind of create itself. And as it goes, and the words will come. Usually I'll play it maybe 5, maybe sometimes 10 times, maybe even more. I'll just play with what I have. And then I'll let that emotion begin to form around the feel for the song, and then let the lyrics flow from that. But don't be afraid to just, kind of mess around with your guitar. A lot of times I'll write songs, I'll be doing something and just not trying to do anything in particular, and by mistake I'll hear something that I like. I don't know what chord that is. I just kind of made it up. I played that one day, and I thought, I like the sound of that, and I like the feel of it. Kind of sounds a little bluesy, like something you could get into and do a little blues round. And I do it. You just kind of mess around, but don't be afraid to do things that don't sound right, and just let them come together. Like I said, a lot of times, a lot of the songs I write will be from something that would be just kind of a goof up in what I'm trying to do. But I like it. Don't forget about the fact that, when you pick a key, depending on, again, here, whether you're a singer and a songwriter or just a songwriter, if you're just trying to write a song and put lyrics to it, you're going to have somebody else sing it, you don't need to worry about it quite as much. But if you're a singer as well, then obviously you want to try to write songs in the key that's best for your voice. Don't try to write a song that's way too high for your range. Stick in the ranges. And that's why I thank God for capos. Capos are perfect for moving a song to another key and playing with the chords that you like. I like the open chords because of this full sound that they have. They give it an acoustic sound, and I do a lot of acoustic songs. As you can see, I have electric guitars that sometimes I'll pick up one of those and I'll write something with a totally different feel. But for the most part, I like to write songs on the acoustic guitar, and I like the sound of open chords. But I can change the key very easily by moving the capo. So that's one good thing about a capo. You can find the key that fits your voice, because you don't want to write a song that obviously you can't sing. The next thought I had was, don't forget about people like Bob Dylan or Tom Petty. They definitely were not world-class singers, or singers really by any stretch of the imagination. Some of Tom Petty's stuff was fine, but Bob Dylan, I don't know if you've heard him, but he was definitely not a singer, but he was a great songwriter. And the songs that he wrote connected with the generation. And that's why he became so popular and was so famous. And so don't be afraid, to limit yourself because of your vocal ability. One thing I've found is that vocal ability comes with training. You just have to stick with it. I've been singing for 40 years, and I'm not saying I have a great voice. I certainly don't. I have a good voice, but I can do what I want to with my voice. And I have a style that I fit into with my voice, and a range that I like to work within. And I know how in the studio to make things sound very good. So that's the key. Stick in keys and stick in areas and ranges that you're comfortable with and that you can sing in if you're going to sing. Lastly, as we're winding down this lesson, I want to encourage you to, don't write with a critical spirit. Don't get down on yourself. If you can't, nothing comes, then don't worry about it. Just hang on to those things. Let them form, move on to something else. Find something else that you may like and go with that, regardless of how it sounds. Don't get critical about, well, gee, I'm not really trying to write a song like that. your style change. Let you go get into a flow. That's a little thing that I was messing around on the other day. I don't really have it into a song yet or anything, but I just like the way it sounds. I like the way it feels, and you know, maybe it'll form into a song, maybe it won't. That's okay. Don't get critical on yourself because of what you do or what you don't do. Just, you know, remember that you're an artist, and an artist always looks to express the true emotion of who they are. They're not so concerned with external things. They're more concerned with how they can bring things out and get them out to effectively express what it is they're trying to express and trying to make known. You know, paintings are notorious for that. You look at a painting that sells for millions of dollars and you wonder, what in the world is that? But then if the artist, you know, told you what he was thinking or told you what he was trying to express, it may have a little more meaning to you. Well, music's the same way. Don't get critical on yourself and quench your creative flow before you ever get anything out onto paper, get anything out. Let it flow, let it go. You know, what we want to do is release all the creative flow that's in you. And that's really what this course is about, helping you do. I'm going to be talking in the future on some of the next lessons on how to find inspiration from different things. You know, what types of things inspire you? What can help you change the flow or maybe the roadblocks that you're experiencing in your songwriting? But that's all I have for today. So this is MJ signing off.